Our next senior is Devin Graham. Devin is a biology major with a minor in psychology. She is escorted today by her mother Amy and grandfather Bob and is originally from Silverdale, Washington. Her favorite memory at senior has been the lifelong friendships and memories made while attending university. After graduation, Devin plans to attend Physician Assistant School to become a surgical first assistant PA. Thank you, Devin. Up next is Jessica Rodriguez Mera. Jessica is a physical education major from Pontenom, Brazil. She is escorted today by her teammates Larissa Osorio, Judah Fakulu, and Manuela Pollicini. Her favorite memory was scoring the first goal against Southwestern Christian this past season. After graduation, Jessica plans to play professionally or work in her field of study. Thank you, Jessica. Our next senior is Max de Armas Colombo. Max is a computer science major from Montevideo, Uruguay. Escorting Max today is Mark and Rebecca Harbison, Mark Gassman, Ina Quintero, Daniela Machado, Canela Blanco, Devin Graham, and Amy Graham. Max's favorite moment was the moment he committed to Central Methodist and all the amazing people he's met along the way. After graduation, Max plans to stay in the U.S. and do an OPT in software development or cybersecurity. Thank you, Max. Up next, senior Raquel Fejeda. Raquel is majoring in exercise science and originally hails from Curitiba, Brazil. She's escorted today by her teammates Judah Fakulu, Manuela Pollicini, and Larissa Osorio. Raquel's favorite memory was winning the conference regular season and tournament championship in 2022. After graduation, Raquel plans to continue to play soccer professionally or begin work in her field of study. Thank you, Raquel. Our next senior is Ina Quintero. Ina is a communications major from Villavon, Spain. She's escorted today by Danny Machado, Max de Armas, Diana Montenegro. Ina's favorite memory was when the team played around in the hotel fountain in Alabama and ended up jumping into some aquatic inflatables. After graduation, Ina plans to go back home and continue her studies or start work while continuing to play soccer. Thank you, Ina. Up next, Celine Witt. Celine is an accounting major from Quickborn, Germany. She's escorted today by Carly Edwards, Karis Pinchard, Judith Gonzalez, and Teresa Edwards. Celine's favorite memory was playing at the final site in Alabama her freshman season in 2021. After graduation, Celine plans to return home to Germany to continue playing soccer and to work in finance and accounting. Thank you, Celine. Our final senior this evening, Alicia Zamora. Alicia is a double major in both sports management and business management. She's originally from Valladolid, Spain, and is escorted today by Suzanne Hickman, Mark and Rebecca Harbison, and Larry Anderson. Her favorite memories are all the conference tournament championships and the weeks down at final site in Alabama. After graduation, Alicia plans to stay in the U.S. while pursuing a master's degree and using her final year of eligibility to play soccer. Thank you, Alicia. Ladies and gentlemen, please give one final round of applause for our 2023 Central Methodist Women's Soccer Senior Class. afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Davis Field for this afternoon's Hart women's soccer match between the Clarke University Pride and your number 4 nationally ranked Central Methodist Eagles. We ask that all players, coaches, and spectators abide by the NAIA Champions of Character values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. And now if you please rise and remove your hats for a prayer followed by the playing of our national anthem. Almighty God, you have created us to strive for our best. Grant all athletes, coaches, and fans the strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes, protect them from injury and harm. Help us to honor you in all we do on and off the field, and make us witnesses to your glory. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. And now let's meet the starters for today's contest. First, for the visiting team on the scoreboard, Clarke University. Number 2, Samantha Rodriguez. Number 3, Emma Kahn. Number 6, Juanita Taboca. Number 7, Morgan Locke. Number 11, Larissa Pritchard. Number 16, Shannon Catcher. Number 17, Jamie Albertson. Number 18, Bree Coate. Number 23, Hope Ward. Number 27, J.C. Page. And in goal, number 1, April Lasham. The Pride are led by head coach Josh Prince, and he's assisted by Robert Lynch, Lindsay Wardlaw, Amy Manaman, Maddie Meese, and Jaden Harrington. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your number 4 nationally ranked Central Methodist Eagles. A graduate midfielder, number 3, Renee Barrett. Senior defender, number 4, Devin Graham. Junior midfielder, number 6, Cade Yamaguchi. A senior defender, number 7, Alicia Zamora. Junior forward, number 11, Joya Maria Ozzie. Senior defender, number 14, Raquel Fejera. A freshman defender, number 17, Nereida Munoz. Senior midfielder, number 18, Ina Cantero. Senior midfielder, number 19, Celine Witt. Senior defender, number 22, Jessica Mera. And in goal, senior, number 00, Max De Armas Colombo. The Eagles are led by head coach Dan Schmidlin, and he's assisted by Tyler Watkins and Judith Gonzalez Oliveras. Good luck to both teams.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Davis Field. We've got Heart of America Athletic Conference regular season action here at Davis Field as the number 4 nationally ranked Central Methodist Eagles take on the Clarke University Pride out of Dubuque, Iowa. This is Rachel Moore, Assistant AD and Director of Athletic Communications here at Central Methodist University, bringing you the action for today's game. We appreciate everyone tuning in from Iowa, Missouri, and we've got a few teams traveling today, so either bowling or volleyball's tuning in tonight. Appreciate you guys listening in as you're on the bus. So, Senior Day festivities here at Davis Field as CMU women honored 8 seniors, and you'll see a number of different names in the starting lineup. As many of those seniors will get a Senior Day start in their final regular season home game at Davis Field. Again, CMU currently 14-1-1, 10-0-0 in conference play. Pride enter this contest much improved from years past, 10-4-3, 5-4-1 in conference play. CMU, with a win today, will clinch outright their 5th straight Hart regular season championship, and I know I said it on the broadcast in the past. Not many people are a fan of the sharing of regular season conference championships. I can't say I blame them. But regardless, CMU is going to lock up the number 1 seed in the conference tournament because they own the tiebreaker over Missouri Valley, who is the currently 2nd with 1 loss in conference action. So we'll see. CMU's got to get through a stingy and much improved Clarke University Pride team. Pride out of Dubuque, Iowa, almost all the way to Wisconsin. I think it's about a 6 or 7 hour drive for that bunch. So again, we broke down several of the tiebreaker scenarios for women's soccer, men's soccer, volleyball, so I'm sure we'll do some more of that today. CMU on their heels a little bit here. Yamaguchi deflects that one out. That'll be a corner kick, though, for the Pride. See, again, guys, I always say this, but I have a rather thick wall in front of me so I can see some of the paint that needs to be improved in the wall, but can't tell you much about the corner kicks. But will be a goal kick, or excuse me, a corner kick for the Pride as that one is sent into the box. It's cleared, and Yamaguchi on a counter comes away with it. Ball goes the way of Clarke, and it'll be a throw-in from about their 30 to 40. So Clarke with some early pressure. Good tackle by Mera. Again, I don't know what the temperature is exactly out here, but we were 80 degrees last week, and now we're at 45, I think. So as Munoz, number 17, gets called for the foul, so that'll be a free kick for the Pride from about the 15 or 16. Again, Pride led by head coach Josh Prince. He's got a host of assistant coaches. Dan Schmillen, of course, assisted by Tyler Watkins and student assistant Judith Gonzalez Oliveras. Quick free take, and that's Catcher with it. Skies that one over, and that'll just be a goal kick for Colombo and the Eagles. So again, CMU 14-1-1, 10-0-0 in conference play. Actually have won 10 straight games. Their last, I should say their only loss of the year was the season opening loss against the time number 4 Cumberlands. They jumped as high as number 2. That was in Williamsburg, Kentucky. That was a 2-1 loss. So, of course, following this match, we'll have senior day festivities for the CMU men. We'll actually just have a couple of seniors compared to years past where we've had gobs and gobs of them. We'll just have two that were recognized, and that's Alvaro Perojo and Isaac Johnson. And we'll get our first substitution for CMU here quickly as Clarke's looking to capitalize. It's a good tackle by Meta, no call. Again, like I said, Clarke 10-4-3, 5-4-1 in conference play. That's going to be number 24, Christine Leake. She's going to come on and she'll replace Joya Maria Ozzie, one of those seniors we honor today, number 11. She comes out. Colombo's going to sky this one. Looking for Quintero. Clarke again started out well this year, but four straight games where it's either a loss or a tie. They actually 0-3-1 in that 4-game stretch. Lost to Mid-American Nazarene, followed by a 2-2 tie against Culver Stockton. 2-1 loss to Park University, and a 3-0 shutout at Marshall by Missouri Valley College. Again, two of those four are ranked in the top 25, so it's a tough slate anyway. But prior to that, they had won about 5 of the last 6 or 7, so played well and then ran into a tough conference slate. That's Fajeda. All turned over. It's now Albertson. Donning the captain's armband today. And that's Barrick, comes away with it. Again, good defense. That's Juanita Taboca. Albertson has some space out wide. She'll send a cross in. Chipped by Taboca, but that'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for CMU. So again, CMU is going to lock up the number 1 seed in the conference tournament regardless of a win or loss today, just because they hold the tiebreaker over Missouri Valley, who they defeated 4-2 on October 11th here at Davis Field. So next week and a half will be busy for us. So CMU will host a Hart quarterfinal matchup. That'll be on Saturday, November 4th. Game time to be determined, but if I have my way, I say you put it at 6 o'clock. But we shall see what the other folks that have input on that say. So time to be determined, but again, we'll let all that information be released. You can also find it all on our website at cmueagles.com. Just go to the women's soccer schedule and we'll post it there. And then you can also catch us on all the socials, Twitter/X or whatever we're calling it now, Facebook, Instagram, at CMU Eagles. Free kick by Zamora. She sends one to the box. She's got Christine Leake there. Headed away. That's Barrick. Barrick back to Fajeda. Fajeda over to Witt. Celine Witt. Shot deflected. Celine Witt battles back and gets it. That's Quintero. Ina Quintero with the strike. Good save by Lasham. And I think we'll have another substitution here shortly for CMU as they start to trickle in some of their regular starters. I think that'll be Barreto, number 21. We'll see who she subs in here for shortly. Again, CMU four-time defending Hart regular season and conference tournament championships. Started that run back in 2019, but actually they took care of business in 2017, picking up a regular season championship, and that was kind of what started the train. It's the second longest winning streak in terms of conference championships in conference history. The team before you might ask, that has the longest one, Graceland University. They won 9 straight in the mid-2000s, and again, after that, Benedictine took a little bit of a run, about 3 or 4, and then CMU came into the picture. So we'll have, I believe, a corner kick for Clarke. Ball sent in, skied over everyone though. Still floating around in the box. Goes out of play. I think that'll be a goal kick for CMU, and it will. So Barretto's going to come on. She's going to replace Ina Quintero. Ina getting some of her first action of the year. One of those 8 seniors that were honored at pregame festivities. So depending on what happens, and CMU in a little bit of a trouble. Say Zamora giving chase, but Colombo scampers up and snags that. So again, depending on what happens, we've got a few different games going on today. Grandview playing host to Culver Stockton, as well as, let's see who else. I guess that only two Friday matches today. So CMU and Clarke, and then Grandview at Culver Stockton. And then Saturday you'll have William Penn making a trip to Park University, and then Baker's going to head up north to Mount Mercy. And you might say, well, Rachel, why are you discussing those two teams in Culver Stockton and Baker? I'll tell you, it's going to be one of those two teams, depending on how the outcome of this week, the weekend matches. CMU will host either Baker or Culver Stockton as the number 8 seed. Again, CMU, with that 1 seed, they'll host all the way through. CMU picked up a 4-0 win over the Wildcats of Baker September 20th. And then with Culver Stockton, I was actually played them just the other day. It was a 4-0 shutout, and you guessed it, in Fayette, Missouri. So CMU's offense is cruised in each of those matchups. So whichever one of those teams makes their way to Fayette will have a tough time. So we'll see what comes of it. So Zamora again, one of those 8 seniors. She's started every game of her senior campaign. She's donning the captain's armband, has really anchored a strong defensive back line, other than a few hiccups here and there throughout the season. It's been a very tough back line to get through, and she's the one that leads the charge. She's a 4-year starter for CMU. 2021 All-American. 3 more substitutions for CMU. Again, these 3 will be regular starters that you've seen a good majority of the season. Number 12, Delia Letelier. Number 10, Paula Castro. And number 8, Larissa Azorio. So getting those seniors some well-deserved playing time in their final regular season home match at Davis Field. Although don't go away, though, because I'm sure we'll have a few more of those. That's Witt giving chase to Fajeda. Munoz giving chase, and Zamora elects to just clear that. Still in CMU territory now. It's over in the attacking third for CMU. The moment I say that, it slips through. They'll call an offsides, though, on Clarke. That'll go the other way. So Jessica Meda, Devin Graham, and Raquel Fajeda come off. Azorio back to Zamora at midfield. And CMU pressuring a little bit higher here as we settle in at about 26 minutes, about 19 minutes into this first half. Again, we'll have CMU men's soccer action. That's going to be a key game for both of those sides. Again, the simple thing for the men, if you just win and you're in. But I think we said when we were doing our calculations the other night, again, I don't remember what the calculations were, but they could be as high as number 5 in terms of seeding, or they could be all the way out at number 9. So my thing would be you just want to avoid being the 8 seed. So you don't have to go to number 1. Although it wouldn't necessarily be a bad trip. You just have to drive 45 minutes west. Yep. So, again, but that'll all be coming up at about 5:30. So we'll have all that coming your way. Again, you can catch all the action right here on the Heart Conference Network on CMUEagles.com. I think I'll be bringing you most of that action for conference tournament postseason play. So, again, appreciate everyone for tuning in and listening. That's Barrick over to Leak. Leak comes up the middle. That's Castro. All taken away. Back to Leak. Say Castro. Over to Witt. Celine Witt. Nice dish over to Letelier. Letelier tries to keep it in play. Too far out, though. Couldn't quite outrun it. Zamora over to Munoz. It's a freshman, senior, and junior backfield with Munoz and Zamora in the middle, and then Yamaguchi over here on the left. Ball sent up, just looking for Celine Witt. Celine dishes it off to Castro. Cleared, though, by Clarke. Not for Letelier comes away with it, and we're back to Witt here on the near side. We'll try again. Castro. Castro, nice move. Sends one in. Christine Leak. Good save by Lasham. Just a little bit too out in front of Leak. Couldn't get there in time, and April Lasham just able to snag that one up. No harm, no foul for Clarke. Again, Clarke started out the year, I think, 7-0-2 through their first 9 games, and then had a little bit of trouble once they got into conference play, dropping games to Benedictine, knocking off Grandview, but then losing 3 of 4 at MNU versus Culver Stockton, and then versus Park, and then at Missouri Valley. That match against Culver Stockton on October 10th was a tie. So started out the season strong and then fell off a little bit as they got into the meat of their schedule. 5-2-2 on the road, though. 5-2-1 at home, so pretty even record through both sides. Of course, all the festivities going on today, part of homecoming weekend here in Fayette. If you guys are around tomorrow and you want to brave the cold and the rain, come on out and watch CMU football. That'll be a good one as they take on rival Missouri Valley College. And we'll get our first substitution for Clarke University. That will be number 5, Bailey Weeman. Senior forward out of Burlington, Iowa. She's going to replace number 17, Jamie Albertson. So again, CMU will most likely host Baker or Culver Stockton next Tuesday? Saturday. Oh, I wasn't even close. Oh, well. That's true. One of the days it ends in Y. Well done. So again, Clarke currently looking at the 5th seed. They're tied for 5th with Grandview at 5-4-1. Of course, Clarke's got the better overall record, 10-4-3, but that doesn't really do much of a factor in conference play. So, looking at a 4-5 matchup potentially for them. A little bit of trouble for CMU. Good job by Colombo to race that one down. Just under 19 minutes. We're still scoreless here at Davis Field. This is senior day action here for the CMU women, ranked number 4 in the country. They'll clinch their 5th straight regular season conference championship outright with a win. If they lose for some reason, they would share that with Missouri Valley College, but CMU would retain the number 1 seed in the conference tournament starting next week because they own the tiebreaker over Missouri Valley. So Zamora up to Castro. Castro was looking for Witt. Taboka sends that one up. Tries to find some teammates up top to start a little bit of an offensive push, but shut down by that defensive back line. Zamora up to Witt. Witt back to Castro. Castro, a little give and go to Leak. Ball sent clear out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for CMU. And again, we'll have men's soccer action for you here, probably about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this match. And again, if in between, feel free to tune in as the men's game is winding down. We've got CMU volleyball on the road. They'll take on Benedictine for a big key matchup, basically for the number 2 seed in the Heart South. Huh? Yep, and so the way they do that, I think, is top 2 teams from the north, top 2 teams from the south, and then they just take the next highest 4 regardless of division. So we'll see what comes of that. But again, Benedictine handed CMU their first conference loss. It was actually the conference opener, the 3-1, 3-1 victory back in Fayette, I think in early September, maybe September 10th. So if CMU can take care of business tonight, we'll have a better shot at not only the number 2 seed in the South Division, but the number 2 overall seed. And you get to host a couple of conference tournament games, which, lo and behold, you might ask, yes, those will also be on Saturday, September 4th. So depending on what that looks like, we will have a busy day. We'll have senior day football. We'll have quarterfinal women's soccer and quarterfinal women's volleyball. So again, if you're able to come out, feel free. But if not, you can catch all the action at CMUeagles.com and the Heart Conference Network. I'll probably be on one of those broadcasts. Couldn't tell you which one at the moment. Munoz up to Barreto. Barreto sends a cross in. That's to Christine Leak. Too far over. Witt with a shot. Blocked. It's Castro. Castro to Barrick. Barrick to Barreto. Again, Barreto, the reigning Heart Offensive Player of the Week. CMU swept those awards on Monday as Candela Blanco, freshman goalkeeper, also took home Defensive Player of the Week honors. Barreto sends that one in. Again, looking for Witt. Comes up with a loose ball. Witt skies that one. Goes out of play. I don't know if that made it over the goalpost, though, or if it was wide right. Wide right, so I can't do my usual 3-point reference, but I'll wait. It's coming. I can feel it. Don't you guys worry. It's coming up. So we'll get a couple substitutions, one each for CMU and Clarke. That'll be number 15, Andrea Jimenez. And this is Bailey Wyman with it now. Goes out of play. So coming in for Clarke will be number 24, Samantha Miller. For CMU, Andrea Jimenez. Coming off for Clarke will be number 2, Samantha Rodriguez. And then replacing Jimenez, replacing Celine Witt. We're just about 14 minutes, a little under 14 minutes here in first half action. We're still scoreless. So, a couple of scoring opportunities for both sides, but fairly even in terms of play in the middle of the field, possession fairly even both ways. Might even give Clarke a little bit of that possession. Much improved are the Clarke University Pride. Azorio to Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi looking for Letelier. Letelier. They'll call Letelier for the foul. That'll be one of her first, so that'll be a free kick for the Pride. I'll see where they spot it. Not the 48 if you're looking at the football grid lines. Again, if any soccer people can, it's not in your screen yet, but if anyone would like to give me a breakdown on this tall tree with a green disc on top of it, fill me in, and I want to know why it's in the middle of this broadcast. Barretto's offsides. Not that much offsides. I don't know if I agree with that call, but again, I'm not an official, so. Not that much offsides, but offsides enough that they raise the flag. So it's a camera, you say, huh? Why don't they put it on the other side? I don't think it is connected to power, though. That'll be a conversation for another time. Brett at Clarke, if you're listening, feel free to give me a shout and let's talk about it. Always something new that you learn every day. Again, still scoreless here, just under 11 and a half minutes left. See me looking to, at this point, just clinch an outright regular season championship for the 5th time. Don't really want to share it, but again, got to get through a tough Pride team. That Shannon Catcher with it, tries to chase it down. Catcher keeps it in play. Nope, she does not. Too far for the senior out of Valparaiso, Indiana. So I'll go the way of CMU. It'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. Again, CMU, 4 shots, 2 of those shots on goal. No shots on goal yet for Clarke. A couple saves for the Pride. They've had a couple opportunities at set pieces, though. 1 offsides for both sides, and not too chippy yet with the fouls, but we'll see as the game goes along. Quintero and Witt and Policastro all with shots for the Eagles in this first 45. So again, like I said earlier, it's been a fairly even game, played more in the midfield. Again, anyone tuning in, if you guys are around this evening, we'll have our homecoming pep rally at 9 o'clock in Puckett Fieldhouse. So be sure to come in for that. Jimenez flicks one on. Was looking for Leak. Good defense by Clarke. It's under 10 minutes to play, and I think this will be a corner. It'll be CMU's first corner of the afternoon. I think that's Azario, number 8, set to take it. Azario, a freshman midfielder out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. And teammate Paula Castro, fellow freshman, will also come over there. We'll see who ends up taking it. Ball headed in, and Urena Munoz gives CMU a 1-0 lead. CMU, 8:53 left on the clock here on a set piece, their first set piece of the afternoon on a corner. Larissa Osorio sends a solid ball into the box, and Munoz just using her height, goes up for the header, and CMU's got a 1-0 lead here on senior day. So we'll reset here shortly. Yamaguchi on the throw-in. Goes out of play. That's Juanita Taboka. Taboka, junior defender out of Bogota, Colombia. Bogota, excuse me. Getting corrected in the press box. Not cool. From the peanut gallery. The peanut gallery to my left is Tim, if anyone is wondering. Putting him on blast. It's okay. Zamora up to Barreto. Barreto with a little bit of space. Barreto flicks it on to, I think that's Barrick. Renee Barrick over on the far side. Barrick back to Castro. It's Paula Castro. Keeps it in play for CMU. Letelier. Stops and slows pace. Barrick back to Munoz. That's Wyman on the deflection. Stays in play, though. To Yamaguchi, and again, CMU men's basketball kicked off their, I guess I should say tipped off their season. The 88-73 victory over Friends University last night. Had 4 or 5 different Eagles in double figures. So they are 1-0 to start 23-24, and we'll have a doubleheader men's basketball, I think, next Wednesday, November 1st, 5:30 and 7:30. CMU women's basketball enters the 2023-24 campaign ranked number 2 in the preseason top 25 poll. That was released on Monday. Leak. Yamaguchi skies this one. That's going to go over everyone's head. We'll eventually find Barreto. Barreto, still with it. There's about 6 minutes left here. Goes out of play. I think that'll be in favor of Clarke. So they'll have a throw in deep in their own territory. So foul on Clarke. That'll be a free kick for CMU. Zamora's going to take it quickly, trying to catch the pride napping. Letelier sends one in. I don't know if I necessarily give that a shot, but we'll see what the people think to my left. The peanut gallery says no. Barrick. Letelier. Again, Letelier been wearing that arm cast for a number of weeks. I think much of this season. Lacey Ann Murray had one on her, I think it was her right arm for a good chunk of the year. And then Letelier now as well. So it's Barreto. Ball taken away. Clarke trying to come away with it the other side. Clarke will have a couple more substitutions here as we just get under 5 minutes left here in half number 1. Number 14, Itzel Parga. Number 13, Abby Prunty. Zario heads out looking for Jimenez. That's Brecoat sending that one out of bounds for Clarke. A couple more substitutions for Clarke here shortly. Those come in. They'll call number 6 Juanita Taboca with the foul. It'll be a free kick for CMU. We'll see who takes that. And lo and behold, it's going to be the captain for CMU, Alicia Zamora. Again, Alicia, 4-year starter for the Eagles. Been a part of a national semifinal team and 4 straight regular season conference championships and tournament championships. Zamora sends one into that box. Good save by Lipsham. I'm not sure if that would have found the net anyway. I think it was a little far left. But again, that deflects and goes out of the back of the end zone, so it'll be a free kick, or excuse me, a corner kick for, I'm going to assume, Azario. Azario sends this one into the box, headed, still in play. Munoz looking for a brace. Zamora comes away with it. Sends one in, deflected. That's Barreto. Back to Jimenez. Again, Jimenez, easy to identify. She's got dark red shoes on. So we always appreciate those. They'll call a foul on the Eagles. I'll say Munoz or Barreto on that one. I think I'll say Munoz. That'll be a free kick for the Pride. There's just under a little over 2 minutes left here. Again, CMU 1-0 lead. Header by Neda Munoz in the 37th minute. CMU's first corner kick of the afternoon. We'll get those 2 substitutions in now. Coming off for Clarke is going to be number 11, Larissa Pritchard, and I believe number 16. Yes. Shannon Catcher. So captain will come off for the Pride. You have to expect we'll see her back in the second half. Again, can't be for sure, but Clarke trying to get one final offensive push here in the last 90 seconds as they trail the number 4 nationally ranked CMU Eagles here on Senior Day. I do not. Ball sent into the box. Headed away by Zamora. Leak looking for just to clear that one, I think, and ends up the way of Clarke. You can see me trying to maybe for a quick counter here as we close in on first half action. Just about 37 seconds left. About 10 seconds left here as we wrap up first half action at Davis Field. Countdown is on.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So that'll do it for first half action here at Davis Field. CMU a 1-0 lead over the Clarke University Pride here on Senior Day. We'll get you guys some quick stats here as we wrap up first half action. CMU finishes the first half with 6 shots, 4 of those shots coming on goal. No shots on goal yet for the Pride. 3 saves for Clarke. 2 corners for both sides, including CMU's set piece that got him on the board. That's a header from Munoz and the assist from Larissa Osorio in the 37th minute. 1 offsides for each team. 5 fouls for Central, just 2 for Clarke, so 7 fouls combined here. No yellow cards, no red cards, but again, it's soccer. I'm sure something's going to happen. We'll have to see. Always something going on, always an intense game. So, again, CMU looking to lock up the Hart regular season conference championship outright. They don't want to share that. Regardless, they will secure the number 1 seed in the conference tournament with a win today. So we've got about 15 minutes left on the clock here as we wrap up first half action. So don't go away. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to CMU Eagles Women's Soccer here on the Hart Conference Network. All right, welcome in to Davis Field. Second action here between number 4 CMU Women's Soccer and Clarke University out of Dubuque, Iowa. CMU 1-0 lead over the Pride. First half goal from Nereida Munoz in the 36th minute of play to give CMU that 1-0 lead at the halftime break. Just underway here. Again, this is Rachel Moore, Assistant AD and Director of Athletic Communications here at Central Methodist, bringing you the call. Appreciate everyone tuning in, whether it's volleyball team heading up to Benedictine, tuning in on the bus, or folks up in Dubuque, Iowa from Clarke. We appreciate you guys tuning in. It is quite cold here. We were in the 80s last week, and fall really just smacked us in the face because it's now 45 and rainy and windy. But again, it's the Midwest. What more could you want? So again, CMU's going to be going from left to right on your screen. Clarke going right to left. Eagles in the gray kits with a lime green trim. Clarke in the navy blues with a white trim. They'll call a foul on Osorio, I think. Maybe Barreto. One way or the other, it's going to be a free kick for Clarke. And that'll be number 10, Mackenzie Nautoff. Or excuse me, number 18, Bree Coate. Take that free kick for the Pride. Again, Clarke tied for 5th currently in the regular season conference standings, 10-4-3 overall, 5-4-1 in conference play. CMU comfortably ahead, 14-1-1, 10-0 in the regular season standings, looking to go 11-0 here if they can hold on for another 45 minutes. Again, Alicia Zamora, I'm going to give her a little bit of grief. Traditionally, she does not wear long sleeves under her kit, but the weather must be getting to her because she is switched out. I remember last year during opening round, it was about 25 degrees in Columbia, Missouri, and she was out there with no leggings and no long sleeves, just the normal game day attire, and she battled through it, so I'll give her kudos. A little different, though, when the temperature gauge swings 40 degrees, so it's understandable. A little bit of a breakaway for the Pride. We'll see if they can track it down as Colombo's going to back up, protect her line. It's Yamaguchi giving chase. I think that was Jamie Albertson. Sends that across the way. So now Morgan Locke with it. Locke with some space. Sends one across field to, again, I think this is number 17, Jamie Albertson. Peanut Gallery agrees with me. It's always a good thing. Munoz clears it. Getting that shot taken. Goes off the crossbar. That was number... So J.C. Page, number 27, sophomore midfielder out of Syracuse, Utah. Kind of a unique shot selection there. And Colombo a little bit not tall enough, and it just bounces off the crossbar, comes back out and kind of just settled in the middle of the box. But luckily no harm, no foul for CMU. Almost a near chance goal for the Pride. Barreto back to Zamora. Barreto on the near side. Barreto, little give and go to Letelier. Letelier with some space over to Castro. Castro looking for Witt. Nice dish to Witt. Witt will send one into the box. Cleared out. Stays in play. Osorio with a strike. Off the post. I think I had that correct. I think that was Osorio. We'll determine that later. But goes off the crossbar. We'll get a replay for you here shortly. This stuff settles as the dust settles here. We'll take a quick look. So again, just a Ball initially sent in by Witt, gets deflected out, and then just a screamer. Yeah, it goes off the... I think it actually went off the football post, but it still was impressive either way. We'll see. Leak. She goes down in the box. No call. Looking around, asking for one. They say no. So we'll go the other way. Just under 40 minutes left here. We'll get a stoppage in play. As I think our official's going to have some words with head coach Dan Schmidlin. I don't think he was carded, was he? No. Official stops play as either he wasn't ready to start or we start a little bit too early, but regardless, we'll send that ball back the other way. And I think it'll be a goal kick for, or free kick for Clarke, excuse me. I think that's going to be number 3, Emma Kahn, junior out of Gretna, Nebraska. Deep in her own territory, sends that one up. Letelier. Leak with it. Leak and Witt, both side by side. Witt tries to send a cross in, deflected. Goes out of play. It'll be a deep throw in for CMU, deep in Clarke territory. Witt sends one in, goes out of the back of the end zone, so I think it's actually deflected, so that'll be a corner kick for CMU. It'll be Azario on the corner. Again, about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, we'll have CMU men's soccer here at Davis Field. We'll do senior day festivities, just have a couple seniors this year. We'll make sure we recognize them, and then we'll continue to play. And that's Christine Leak, and she gives CMU a 2-0 lead. So almost identical plays from what you saw earlier today with the cross, and Osorio getting a pair of assists here. She assists Munoz on the first one, and then again just finds a perfect spot in the back of the net for Leak. Just an easy header for the freshman to freshman combo, and CMU's got a 2-0 lead. Just about 8 minutes into this second half, and we'll have a couple substitutions for Clarke University. It'll be number 2, Samantha Rodriguez, and number 11, Larissa Pritchard. They replace number 24, Samantha Miller, and number 13, Abby Prunty. So CMU a comfortable 2-0 lead now. Goals from Munoz and Leak. Put CMU out in front. In the final game of regular season action here at Davis Field. But again, don't go away. I'm sure we're going to have a few more home games for you. We'll start it all with the conference quarterfinals Saturday, November 4th. Game time to be determined, but we'll bring you that information as we get it. Letelier flicks one on. Right at Lasham, though. Lasham, a sophomore goalkeeper out of Shoreview, Minnesota, collects that one easily. Again, CMU comfortably ahead here, 2-0, looking to lock up their 5th consecutive regular season conference championship outright. Let me clarify with outright. They've already won at least a share of it, but the way that the rules are written is you can have co-regular season champions. Which if you're number one a lot of the time, that probably doesn't sit well with you, so you want to win it outright. So CMU will, again, they'll be the number one overall seed in the conference tournament and continue their impressive run in regular season play. As Castro goes down, nothing called though. Quick counterattack, that's Barreto. Mariana Barreto, the reigning Hart Offensive Player of the Week. She had a hat trick against Park this past Saturday. Leak, looking for Witt. Ball sent upfield by Clarke, goes the other way. No one home though, so it should be easy pickups for Colombo, and it is. Colombo just likes to give that to Zamora. This is Zamora, again, donning the captain's armband today. 4-year starter for CMU's. Been a part of a national semifinal team. Quarterfinal team as well. 3 straight national tournaments for her. Looking to make it 4 as she wraps up her career. Barreto sends one in. That's Jimenez. Jimenez trying to track it down. Barreto goes out of play. That'll be a goal kick for the Pride. Ball cleared out by Clarke, so it'll be a throw in for CMU deep in Pride territory. Again, the sun looks like it might be starting to come out just a little bit, but I don't think it's going to last long because there are miles and miles and miles of clouds overhead. So anyway, that's why we have field lights, right, Tim? Yep. Keep it nice and bright. Munoz to Zamora. Zamora threads a pass to Letelier. Letelier back to Zamora. Zamora's going to send this over to the far side. That's to Yamaguchi. Again, I was looking for Azario, deflected off of Azario. Clarke will come away with it. Castro. Ball's cleared out. Munoz. Letelier with some space. Letelier weaving through traffic. Was looking for Jimenez. Cleared out, but not before Witt gets a foot on it. Goes out of play. That'll be a goal kick for the Pride. So good sequence there by CMU. Good passing. Just under 34 minutes left here. Half number 2. Leak up to Barreto. I think they'll call her offsides, and that's been a routine call for CMU. Again, just a little bit too far out in front. Timing not quite right for the freshman, but so. Barreto. Say fighting off defenders. Nazario. It's Larissa Nazario. She sends one in. Leake is right there. Christine Leake with the header. Unfortunately, she did whiff on that one. The peanut gallery would agree with me. She's going to be kicking herself over that one. She had a couple of opportunities like that against Park on Saturday. Probably could have had a few extra goals to her stat line. But alas, nothing doing for Christine Leake, so that'll be a goal kick for the Pride. CMU still comfortably ahead. 2-0 lead, just about 30 minutes away from conclusion here in the second half. That's Castro. Witt back to Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi to Zamora. Correction, Munoz. Munoz looking for Barreto. Ball cleared out. And that's Parga. Sends it out of play for Clarke. We'll get a couple substitutions for the Pride here shortly. It looks like number 5, Bailey Weeman, and number 16, Shannon Catcher. Shannon, the captain for the Pride for today's match. And that's Andrea Jimenez, and she's got some space. Errant pass, though. She's looking for Barreto. It's cleared out by Clarke. Yamaguchi at midfield to Zamora. Zamora back to Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi is looking for Witt. Tried to thread a pass. CMU maintains possession, though, as they've done for a good majority of this game. Renee Barrick for CMU's also going to return here. She's a first-half starter. Munoz sends one in, looking for Witt. Witt tries to head it. Pins around in the box. Witt over to Castro. And I think they call someone offsides. They do. So Celine will be called offsides. And Candela Blanco will also come in for CMU, I should say. Again, Blanco, the reigning Hart Defensive Player of the Week. She picked up 6 saves and a 3-1 victory over Park on Saturday in Parkville. Munoz. That's Leake. Leake heads it over to Witt. Witt with a little bit of space. Chipped away by the Clarke defense. Cesario back to Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi to Zamora. Zamora to Colombo. Colombo to Munoz. Munoz back to Colombo. Clarke trying to provide some pressure here. And the goal is wide open for Clarke as Colombo's off her line, and that's going to be a goal for Clarke. Jamie Albertson gives Clarke their first goal of the afternoon. They cut this lead in half, 2-1. So, again, a defensive miscue by Colombo on that one. Came way off the line, and Albertson had a wide open goal and just a wide open net. And again, we're having conversation between Colombo, who's coming off, likes to come all the way around instead of trotting off towards midfield. She's going to come all the way off around the track, and I think the official just wanted to make sure that Colombo was off. So Colombo comes off, Blanco comes on. Jamie Albertson, a easy score for the Pride, cuts the Eagles lead in half. And again, there's been a few of those defensive miscues this season, but again, when they're comfortably ahead, not quite as impactful, but you have to think that'll be something you want to work on as you get into postseason play, when one mistake like that'll end your season and possibly your career. So it's college athletics, my people. So CMU 2-1 lead here, 27:32 left here. Witt to Barrick, Renee Barrick, graduate midfielder from Mid-American Nazarene University. Again, I always say it, but she played in last year's conference tournament championship here at Davis Field. She was on the losing end of that one as she was playing for the blue and crimson of Mid-American Nazarene. Like to use her final year of eligibility with the Eagles in a conference that she knows well. So another set piece for CMU. They're 2 for 2 on set pieces in terms of goal scoring opportunities, and that's Larissa Azario, who's already got a pair of assists today. One to Munoz and one to Leak. She's going to send this one into the box. This one headed. Thought it found the back of the net, but my eyes deceived me. It's cleared out by Clarke. Say Letelier trying to give chase. That goes out of play. It'll stay with CMU, though. Oh. Again, I think we're going to have a corner kick on this side now. I'll let the peanut gallery confirm for me. They would agree, so. It's going to be business as usual. Larissa Azario. We've got to find a ball first. We're sure. Quick corner taken. That was Witt. And again, Clarke looking to counter, but they need support. That's Bailey Wyman for the Pride. Letelier lets that one track out of bounds. Morgan Locke on the throw-in. Over to Emma Kahn. Kahn back to Hope Ward. Hope Ward across the far side. Ball sent upfield. Zamora trying to track it down. Good defense as that cross was headed for the sweet spot of the box. Zamora tries to clear. That's deflected out, though. Blanco, I think, will elect to pick that one up. She does. So Paula Castro is going to re-enter this game here shortly, probably at the next dead ball, I assume. So Castro's going to replace Jimenez. Castro, a first half starter. Jimenez came in and replaced her as first half wound down, and then Coach Midland elected to keep Andrea in for 21 of the 45 second half minutes, and Castro will come back in. Again, CMU 2-1 lead here. Goals by Munoz and Leak. Defensive miscue by CMU allowed Jamie Albertson to get one back for the Pride, so that's what the score line is as of now. We'll see what happens here in the final 24. Again, Clarke with a little bit of the momentum. Locke tries to send one across field, ends up in the possession of Witt and the Eagles. Witt to Azario. Azario with some space. Over to Castro. Castro likes to send it back to Zamora. Zamora upfield to Witt. Witt stays on side. She's got Leak and Barreto to her right. Dribbles to the corner. Azario skies this one. Again, Leak, Christine Leak. We got 3 or 4 defenders on her. Letelier sends that one up. Goes right in the breadbasket of April Asham. No. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. I would say no. Witt. Again, a sloppy pass by CMU, and Clarke's going to come away with possession. Again, good defense by Zamora. Zamora's got a little bit of a breakaway. Zamora up to Celine Witt. That's Celine Witt. Tries to track it down. He's going to take it to the corner. Ball goes out of play. It actually stays in play. Now it goes out. So throw in for CMU. And good job by Zamora. Just came up off her line. Elected to take that, and she had some wide open space. Ball thrown in. Yamaguchi back to Witt. Yamaguchi with Barreto. Barreto flicks it on right at Lasham, and again, good sequence there for CMU. Barreto in the right spot at the right time. Just a really good save by April Lasham, the sophomore goalkeeper out of Shoreview, Minnesota. And that ball ends up in the seats here, and I wonder if we get to keep those. Probably not. I don't think you even get to keep them in the Premier Leagues, which is unfortunate. This is not baseball or American football, so. I think you do. Keep the football in American football. Oh. I have yet to experience that feeling of catching a ball, but I've gotten a t-shirt before. Does that count? It does? Okay. Great. Zamora up to Letelier. Letelier to Munoz. Munoz to Leak. Christine Leak back to Castro. That's Paula Castro. Christine Leak to Witt. And good pressure by CMU. It's been since Clarke scored that second half goal, they've had a good chunk of the momentum. That'll be Yamaguchi on the throw-in. They're going to have her go down. And she'll get that to Witt in the corner, maybe trying to induce a corner kick of some sort. Cleared, though, by Clarke. They'll call a foul on Letelier, number 12. Clarke on the free kick. They'll take it quickly. He's trying to work on a counter. Just under 19 minutes left here. CMU up 2-1. Trying to lock up a regular season conference championship outright. They don't want to share it. Regardless, they'll get the number 1 seed because they've got the tiebreaker over Missouri Valley. But we'll see what happens here in the final. 18.5. That's Barrick. Barrick over to Witt. Witt with some space. Witt to Castro. That's going to be Emma Kahn that comes away with it and clears it. Now Coate. Catcher. Goes down. That's Azario that goes down. No call made. Zamora. And Jimenez, she came off earlier. She'll sub back into this game here at some point. Munoz to Castro. Castro on to Barrick. Barrick tried to flick it back. Nothing doing, though. That'll go out of play. And Jimenez is going to come on. We'll see who she replaces. So Jimenez replaces Witt, so Celine Witt will come off. Her day is probably done. We'll see. Ball goes out of play. Zamora trying to chase it down. It'll be a throw in for the Eagles, and it'll be Munoz. Castro across the way. Yamaguchi's got to chase that down, but she's got a lot of green grass in front of her. Yamaguchi to Jimenez. Jimenez back to Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi tries to keep that one in play. A little bit of an errant pass. It'll go out of play. Clarke throw in. CMU looking to complete a perfect conference regular season. Currently 10-0-0 in the Heart of America. 14-1-1. I feel like they haven't played quite as many games this year as compared to last year, but maybe it's because we have postseason to go. But CMU 14-1-1, looking to improve to 15-1-1 and 11-0 in the Heart. Foul on CMU, so it'll be a quick free kick taken for the Pride. Osorio heads that one back, and CMU's looking to counter. That's Castro, a little bit of behind the back pass to Barreto. Barreto is going to maintain possession, so send it to Castro. Castro, a little give and go to Barreto, the freshman out of Valencia, Venezuela. Zamora. Zamora to Letelier. Letelier to Barreto. Mariana Barreto. Freshman sends one in, looking for Jimenez. Goes across the face of goal. Nothing. Out of play. Say they'll call a foul, I think, on Renee Barrick, or at least whoever headed that. I assume it was Renee. I'll see if the peanut gallery agrees with me or not. They say they think so we'll see. That's what we'll go with. So, regardless, foul on CMU, so Clarke, you get a free kick from about their own 35 if you're looking at the football grid lines. Again, the CMU men, about 30 minutes in between games, will have senior day festivities for the 2023 men's soccer senior class. And we honor that batch of seniors. Barrick up to Jimenez. Jimenez to Leak. Leak down the far sideline. Tries to keep possession. Tries to see if she can find an angle. Back to Jimenez. Jimenez. Ball sent back out. Letelier. Munoz. Munoz to Letelier. Back to Munoz. Letelier. Osorio. To Barrick. Little give and go. Goes out of play. So CMU back up on defense. We'll get a couple more substitutions for Clarke. It'll be number 15, Casey Hunter, number 22, Jackie Nedved. Hunter, a freshman midfielder and forward out of Rockford, Illinois, and Jackie Nedved, freshman defender out of Chandler, Arizona. They'll replace number 11, Larissa Pritchard. And number 2, Samantha Rodriguez. Osorio is looking to send one upfield. Munoz, good defense by the freshman, up to Barrick. Barrick back to Osorio. Osorio to Zamora. Just about 13 minutes left here in half number 2. Zamora. I was looking for Munoz, deflected back though by Clarke. Good job by the Pride defense. Again, at the conclusion of this game, we'll get you all some quick stats as we wrap up the evening, and then we'll get you ready for second half action between the CMU men and Clarke, which will be a key matchup in terms of conference seeding. Again, my partner in crime, Tim Crowley, and I have been scouring the bylaws and the procedures. And we've come to the conclusion that depending on how the week looks, CMU men could finish as high as number 5 in the Heart, or they could be out of the conference tournament number 9. So this will be a big matchup for them. It's their final regular season match at home. So their final regular season match in general. So we'll start postseason action next week. That's Barreto. Ball taken back out. Thought she might have had a little bit of a chance. She falls down in some discomfort, so that'll be a goal kick for the Pride. 12 minutes left. Eagles under Dan Schmidlin, who enters his 16th year as head coach of the women. At one time, he coached both men and women, pulling double duty, and so he had that relationship with Adam Galla, who's now the head coach for the men. Coach Galla, an assistant under Dan for a number of years, and was the head coach at Westminster College in nearby Fulton, Missouri for a number of years before taking the head gig here in the spring of 2023. Ten and a half left. CMU a 2-1 lead. Blanco likes to just pick that one up. My time has come to shine, people. I'm going to do stats for the next few minutes while my GA takes a break. So if stats are horribly off, you know why. It's because I can't multitask well at all. We'll see. And I have my boss over here to my left eyeing me, so again, no pressure here. I am the Chad Jenkins of CMU. So Chad, if for whatever reason you're watching from Mid-America, I am you today. So we'll see. Munoz. Again, Streeter will be back, so you all will have accurate stats here, but for about a 2 or 3 minute period, it may be nonsense. We'll get a pair of substitutions for Clarke. It'll be number 24 and number 17. Samantha Miller and Jamie Albertson. They're going to replace number 15, Casey Hunter, and number 5, Bailey Weeman. See if I remember how to do substitutions. It's been a number of times since I've done this. So all right, so about 8 minutes left here. CMU 2-1 lead, trying to lock up regular season conference championship outright. That's Barreto giving chase. Good job by Lipsham just to snag that one. And again, CMU's lurking here in the final 8 minutes. I don't know if I'd necessarily give that a shot, but we'll see. Again, a defensive miscue by the Eagles gave Clarke a goal early on. So we'll see. Clarke with the throw-in now. Throw in by Locke, cleared by Munoz. That's Locke with it still as Clarke retains possession. They're going to have to swing it back, though, as CMU's forwards are pressuring high. It's Leak and Jimenez both giving chase, providing pressure on Hope Ward. Castro. Letelier, a little give and go from Barrick to Letelier. Back to Munoz. Nemeda Munoz, and Yamaguchi puts her arms up wide and says, give me the ball, but they'll elect to go the near side here. Barrick trying to run it down. That ball will just go to the corner. You have to wonder as this game continues to wind down if they're looking to just time waste or whatever the case may be. We'll have to see. That's Barreto. All cleared out. Osorio looking for Barreto. Barreto back to Osorio. Osorio back to Munoz. Munoz with a little bit of space. She's got Albertson. Albertson, who had the Clarke's lone goal of the match, providing pressure over there on the near side. Turnover by CMU. Clarke with an opportunity to maybe counter. Tries to send it upfield. See what they like to do with it. Blanco will just quick pass up to Munoz. Munoz, again, will send that one up to Leak. Christine Leak. Andrea Jimenez. Jimenez looking for Barreto. Try to get a flick on it, but nothing doing. A couple more substitutions. It's Barreto. Mariana Barreto. Goalkeeper's out. Still out. Eventually picks it up. Again, he had a wide open net there if you're a CMU fan, but no one home on the other side. My time as a statistician is done, so you're welcome, everyone. Chat again if you're listening. I hope I did you proud. So go back to stuff I know best with broadcasting. So foul on Clarke. It'll go the way of CMU. Assume Zamora will take this free kick. She will. We'll have a couple substitutions. It'll be number 10, Mackenzie Nonolf, and number 11, Larissa Pritchard. Zamora from about the 50, right on the line, sends one in. Ball headed back. Upsham trying to keep it in play. Lasham, and she's not too happy. They ended up calling that out. And she just elects to toss that ball out of the sideline. It'll be a corner kick for CMU, and I have to imagine with about 4 minutes left, they'll be glad to take their time. It's going to be Osorio. Osorio sends one into the box. Headed. Ball still in play. Barreto with the initial shot. And then we must have had a foul because it'll go the way of Clarke for a throw-in. Just under 4 minutes left. Castro to Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi down the sideline. Yamaguchi to Jimenez. Jimenez tries to find some space. Cleared, though, by Clarke. Again, Clarke just staving off waves and waves of offensive pressure from CMU. And got about 3 minutes to work with here if they want to salvage a tie and a result from this match. CMU jumped out to a 2-0 lead with goals from Munoz and Leak, both on set pieces, both assisted by Osorio. So those substitutions will come on. Number 10, Mackenzie Naldoff, and number 11, Larissa Pritchard. They're going to race onto the field, and Clarke doesn't have much time to work with here. Jackie Nedved, number 22, and number 3, Emma Kahn, will come off for the Pride. Jimenez. Ball deflected, goes out of the back of the end zone. Again, that'll be another corner kick. So, again, just about 120 seconds left. I'm quite good at math. At least I try. Again, we'll get a stoppage in play. And I think we had a few too many soccer balls on the field, so they like to just say pause it. So we'll start again. Ball goes out of play. It'll be a Clarke throw in. About 1:45 left on the clock. And again, seems to be some starting and stopping the clock. It's just a normal chaotic day. Again, CMU probably trying to time waste and Clarke trying to get the ball in play so they can push the ball upfield. Christine Leak, she goes down to the box. Andrea Jimenez with the shot. No foul called. Barreto with the shot. Deflected out. I think that was off one of the Pride defenders. They say no, so it'll be a goal kick for Clarke, but they've got about 60 seconds to work with here if they want to tie this match up as the 60-second countdown is on here at Davis Field. CMU 2-1 lead over the Pride. Leak. Christine Leak. Paula Castro, that ball sent up. Letelier. Skies that one. Lasham, they've got to work quickly. They've got about 30 seconds left. Ball sent upfield, about midfield. Jamie Albertson, she had the lone goal for Clarke here. Tries to get possession, but Pritchard. Up to Naldoff. Pritchard, it's about 10-second countdown ready to start.
10, 9, 8,
There'll be a foul.
7, 6, 5.
We'll get a stoppage in play with about 4 seconds left. As I think that's Azario down on the field for CMU. So Clarke will have probably one final possession here. About 4 seconds left. At least that's what we've got on our clock. So we'll see what likes to do. We'll resume the countdown here in just a second. So, ball is now in play. The countdown's on again.
2, 1, 0.
And that's going to do it. So CMU picks up a 2-1 win over Clarke University. They complete a perfect regular season in conference play. They move to 11-0-0 in the Heart and 15-1-1 overall as they knock off the Pride by a final score of 2-1 here at Davis Field. So we'll take a quick break. Don't go away. You're listening to CMU Eagles Women's Soccer here on the Heart Conference Network. So CMU picks up a 2-1 win over the Pride here at Davis Field. They complete a perfect regular season at 11-0-0 in conference play, 15-1-1. Overall, they have clinched their 5th straight regular season conference championship outright with today's win over the Pride. Again, we'll have to wait and see a few factors here to see who they'll play, but most likely it will be either be Baker or Culver Stockton College coming in as the 8th seed. So we'll give you guys some quick stats, and then we will get out of here as they celebrate out on the field. So CMU finishes the afternoon with 12 shots, 8 shots on goal, 2 shots, just 1 shot on goal for the Pride. No saves for CMU keepers. Gave up 1 goal. 6 corners for the Eagles, 2 of those shots finding the back of the net. 12 total fouls combined between the two teams, and obviously goals from Munoz. She had the first goal in about the 38th minute, and then Christine Leak put one in the back of the net. Header by, both of those goals assisted by Larissa Osorio on corner kicks. So that's going to do it here from Davis Field. CMU, number 1 overall seed in the conference tournament coming up this next week. They finish regular season play 15-1-1, 11-0-0 in the Heart of America with a 2-1 win over Clarke University. I'll give a quick shout out to a few of my staff members, Natalie Quinteros and KJ Johnson, basically being my gophers, running and doing whatever I need them to do. Caitlin Streeter on the stats. She's probably sprinting down, confirming cards, although I don't think we had any. Clarke Crowley on the scoreboard, and then Ozzy Barella braving the elements to run our camera. So appreciate those guys as always for everything they do. So that'll do it here for at least CMU Eagles women's soccer action. CMU 2-1 win over the Clarke University. But don't go away. We've got a key matchup here just in about 30 minutes. The CMU men take on Clarke University for a spot in the conference tournament on the line. So don't go away. About 27 minutes. We'll have senior day action about 20 minutes. This is Rachel Moore, Assistant AD, Director of Athletic Communications on the clock. Appreciate everyone tuning in. You've been listening to CMU Eagles Women's Soccer here on the Heart Conference Network.